That's looking into Utah. This is Nevada. West Wendover.
We're almost 100 miles, and then it goes down to Dugway Proving Grounds there in Utah. And that's where they test the Enola Gay bombing rescue unit. They were all here last year. If they're out here starving to death, they come back and eat their own food.
Do you come across other people when you're out here? Or
Generally I don't, unless they're with the science group. Probably some down here in the valley here a little bit.
So these are wild Mustangs.
These are the real McCoy, dude.
And this, their history goes back to the Spanish?
Spanish, yeah.
Conquistadors?
Yeah, conquistador, Spaniard. A domesticated horse, because their tails go all the way down to their ankles here. You can tell that. You see how long their tail and their manes are. You'll let him get a couple of 100 yards ahead of him, and then he'll take right off. See how long his mane and tail is?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, man.
The salt flats are over there.
Way down
You
there.
can't see them right now because of the rainstorms across. Right here where the ponds are.
Yeah.
Okay, the Silver Island Mountains go towards northeast.
Horse,
Right.
Mustang poop. Yeah. Well,
I'll show you Mustang poop when we get farther up the road.
here's some track. So you can barely tell there's some right out there. Some antelope. I can. Keith, what do you think?
Hey, this is fantastic.
We're not in Wisconsin anymore.
No.
In the high desert, Nevada. Salt Lakes up that way. So Brent, you're giving us a tour, this wonderful tour. I just got to ask you, you've lived out in the West for most of your life? Or?
All my life, yeah.
What do you, for us Midwesterners, what is it about the West that's, we sense that, but for you is really appealing?
Sense appealing for me? Well, I think most of you guys from the East or Midwest probably come out here and expect to see cowboys and Indians and stagecoaches and the wild, wild West.
Right.
But it's really nice out here. It's beautiful. Desert landscape, you can't compare it to anything else. It's got its own category of just beauty, and there's a lot of things here that you just don't see anywhere else.
And you can eat this or drink it? I mean,
they made a tea out of it, and then they traveled at nighttime to stay awake. Probably
Pinyon. This is where you get pine nuts from.
someplace.
Yeah. There's a whisper rain up there in the clouds.
Starting work up over here on a new development where they're going to put in a new speed museum.
Yeah.
So this is 100 years worth of tailings right here.
Huh.
And they're still adding to that. So this they've been producing potash here for over 100 years, since before World War I. And the salt is this white stuff that comes off the evaporation ponds. It's wet, still wet, and then it just has a little conveyor system that takes it into the kilns that cook it. And then it's mostly hauled out of here on trucks.
Wow, look at
By
that.
truck and train, yeah. But this is just one of the operations that produce salt products, and this is really, they're not producing salt here, they're making potash.
Potash.
They're closed, you know, because they use it for military uses, things like that. Things here. And you can see the mud out there. You can see where people have been driving off the road and getting in the mud and bringing it up here on the road and making a mess. Because it's a lot of clay.
So this is salt right here.
Yeah. Yeah, they bring this. This is salt.
From here?
Yeah, I grew up just on the other side of the Great Basin from here.
Okay.
Which is over near Salt Lake City. So
Okay.
we're about 120 miles from Salt Lake City.
Right.
And we're on the western edge of the Great Basin,
Mm-hmm.
which is the territory between the Rocky Mountains and the Sierra Nevada Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So most of Nevada and a good chunk of Utah are part of the basin.
Mm-hmm.
The salt flats here are part of the Great Salt Lake Desert,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a very large desert in terms of large deserts around the world, so you don't really hear a lot about it. But it's approximately 150 miles wide, 200 miles long, something like that. And this basin is where a large lake formed at the end of the last ice age.
Mm-hmm.
So about 32,000 years ago, there was a large freshwater lake that formed here that's about the same size as Lake Michigan is now. So
Amazing.
you guys would be familiar with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because that's up in your neck of the woods. But so basically what we're looking at is a deposit of salt that was left behind as that large freshwater lake evaporated. And if you look over here on these mountains just under the Volcano Peak and Tetzlaff Peak, you can see a definite line there where the color changes. That's the Bonneville shoreline.
Oh really?
You see it? A terrace there. It's called
Yeah, well, it
the,
looks like there's a terrace right
Bonneville
there.
Terrace,
It's
yeah.
almost like plateaus, and
So right there is
That's
the
the lake shoreline.
32,000 years ago is the water line there.
no kidding.
There's a back on these north-facing slopes that holds the snow the longest. So the pipeline goes maybe halfway up, probably 1,000 feet below where the snow line is there, is where the pipeline goes to. So it's 22 miles from there to Wendover.
That photo of that. Where is he?
Yeah, it's probably a little...
There he is.
Oh yeah, that's a horny toad.
Horny toad.
Yeah.
Like in
Hey buddy.
a horny
Hey, buddy.
toad.
Let's get you. Let's get you. Come here. Sorry, dude.
Oh, look at it.
Sorry, buddy.
You call it a toad, but it is a lizard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lizard.
Oh, okay.
And they may have 10 or a dozen dogs out there, and then they've got you.
What kind of lizard is that? There he is. Mosquito Bay. Wendover. There's a lizard. This is West Wendover, Bureau of Land Management. Property, federal property. Just saw a jackrabbit over there. And, a lot of lizards out here, and supposedly rattlesnakes out here. I was over that way where we saw the wild horses and the pronghorn antelope. Is it cactus in bloom?